She was promised a job in Europe, a way out of poverty. Instead, she was sold into slavery. Every year, thousands of African girls vanish into Libya's shadows, trapped in a web of lies and prostitution. How does this happen? And why isn't the world stopping it? This is their story. Across the vast continent of Africa, a silent crisis unfolds. Every year, thousands of young women, some barely teenagers, leave their homes with dreams of a better life. They're told they'll find work, security, a future in Europe. But for many, this journey leads not to freedom, but to a modern form of slavery. This is the story of how Nigerian and other African girls are trafficked to Libya, a land of chaos, and forced into prostitution. It's a tale of deception, survival, and a fight for justice. Our story begins in places like Edo State, Nigeria, a region that's become a trafficking hotspot. Here, poverty isn't just a statistic, it's a daily reality. Families live on less than $1 a day, and young girls often bear the burden of providing. Education is a luxury few can afford, and jobs are scarce. Into this vulnerability steps the trafficker. They come as recruiters, sometimes women known as madams, sometimes men posing as migration agents. They target girls as young as 14, offering a golden ticket, a job in Italy, Spain, or Germany. Hairdressing, caregiving, shop work. The promises vary, but the pitch is the same. Pay a small fee up front, they say, and settle the rest when you're earning. Desperate parents agree, seeing it as a lifeline. But it's the first thread in a web of lies. Before they leave, many girls are taken to a shrine for a Juju ceremony, a traditional ritual twisted into a tool of control. They swear an oath of loyalty, secrecy, and repayment, often over a mix of blood, hair, and nails. They're told it's for their safety, but it's a psychological shackle. Breaking it, they're warned, brings death or madness to them or their families. Fear keeps them bound long after the truth emerges. The journey begins with hope, but it's a grueling test of endurance. Girls are packed into trucks or buses, crossing borders from Nigeria into Niger, then braving the Sahara Desert. The heat is merciless, temperatures soar above 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and water is rationed. Bandits roam these routes, robbing or kidnapping travelers. Some girls are assaulted or abandoned if they can't keep up. After days or weeks, they reach Libya, a country fractured by civil war since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. They expect a quick boat ride across the Mediterranean to Europe. But Libya isn't a transit point. It's a destination they never chose. Militias control the streets, and traffickers operate in the open. The girls are handed off like goods, sold to local networks for profit. Some end up in notorious detention centers, like those in Savo or Tripoli, where migrants are held in squalid conditions. Others are taken straight to hidden compounds, makeshift brothels run by madams or criminal gangs. The dream of Europe dissolves into a nightmare of captivity. In Libya, the girls learn their fate. They're told they owe a debt, $40,000, sometimes more, for their journey and protection. To pay it off, they must work. That work is prostitution. Locked in rooms, they're forced to serve clients, militia members, migrants, locals, sometimes 20 or 30 a day. Refusal means beatings, starvation, or worse. Take Joy, a 17-year-old from Nigeria. She was promised a job in a salon. Instead, she spent 2 years in a Libyan brothel. They beat me with belts if I cried, she later told rescuers. The madam said I'd never leave until I paid $50,000. But every month, she added more to the debt: food, rent, clothes. It never ended. Joy's story mirrors countless others. The Juju oath haunts them still. Many believe escape will curse their families, keeping them compliant even when doors are unguarded. For those who try to flee, the risks are immense. Libya's chaos offers no protection. Police are corrupt or non-existent, and the girls, undocumented, are invisible to the law. Some are caught and returned to their captors. Others vanish into the desert or the sea, their fates unknown. The International Organization for Migration estimates that over 80% of Nigerian girls arriving in Libya are trafficking victims, a staggering number that only hints at the scale. This isn't just Nigeria's tragedy. Girls from Ghana, Cameroon, Eritrea, and Somalia are swept into the same trap. Libya's position, straddling Africa and the Mediterranean, makes it a trafficking hub. Since 2011, its ungoverned spaces have become a playground for criminals. Smugglers, militias, and even some officials profit from this trade, turning a blind eye or taking a cut. The Mediterranean crossing fuels the myth. Traffickers promise Europe to lure victims, but most never leave Libya. Those who do often drown. Over 20,000 have died since 2014, or are intercepted and returned to the same hell they fled. It's a cycle fed by poverty, conflict, and global indifference. Back in Africa, efforts are growing. Nigeria's NAPTIP agency hunts traffickers, while grassroots groups warn villages about the scams. Survivors like Joy and Blessing, rescued by NGOs, now share their stories to break the silence. But the pull of desperation remains strong, and traffickers adapt, using social media or fake job ads to cast their net wider. The trafficking of African girls to Libya is a hidden wound, carved deep by greed and neglect. It's a story of stolen youth, but also of courage. Survivors are speaking out, communities are waking up, and organizations like the IOM and NAPTIP are fighting back. Yet the road is long, and the question lingers: will we act before another girl disappears into the desert? If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Awareness is the first step to change. Let's keep the light burning for those still in the shadows.